Hi, I'm Candy Shaw here in Atlanta, Georgia with the very prestigious Frank Gambuzzo, the president of Intercoiffure America, Canada. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about how to join Intercoiffure. I am from a certain city. How do I get involved, and can I actually get involved if somebody in that city currently is a member? So I was going to kick it off to you, Frank, as to how we sort of protect our current member and how we look at the criteria of the member in order for them to be considered to sit in front of the membership committee.
On the first part, the protection of the current member is something that's very important because although it's obviously all of North America, we're very much willing to have people from the same cities. What we love about Intercoiffure is you can come to the event and feel very safe that what you're telling people and what you're learning is because you're part of Intercoiffure. We just had a salon owner in Knoxville, Tennessee, who wanted to become a member of Intercoiffure. But you're gonna let her know, we currently have a member in Knoxville. What is your relationship with Frank and Belinda like? Because they kind of got here first, you know, for lack of a better term. And her response, our response to her was, you used to work for us, you left properly, you didn't try to steal any of our staff, and it would be an honor because of the business you run and the character you have and the way you've handled yourself to sponsor you to be a member of Intercoiffure. Now, on the contrary, let's flip that around and just change a make-believe scenario. Johnny left us. Johnny tried to steal 8 hairdressers. Johnny went across the street and called all the clients that she didn't even do or did do, or sent flyers on everybody's windshields in our parking lot. I want to become a member of Intercoiffure. Probably not. It's about who you are and how you conduct yourself and how you conduct your business. Because really what Intercoiffure is, it happens to have the best hairdressers, but more importantly, it has the best people who happen to do hair. I mean, I've been a member since 1989, and at the time, John Jay was the president and had been for a few years. But we had people like your dad, people like your uncle, Jameson Shaw, Don Shaw. You had Horst, you had Paul Mitchell, you had Leland Hirsch, you had the icons of the beauty business. And just to be able to be in the same room when it was pretty exciting, but then to have a conversation with them, it was like, yeah, it's no different probably than any other industry when you got a new young up and comer talking to somebody who's very established. And to be able to do that as hairdressers, I mean, that's really where the growth and the knowledge comes from, is like attracts like. So if your ambition is to be great, your ambition is to be a market leader in any town USA, it don't have to be the big cities like, I mean, we're in Knoxville, but at the same time, you want to hang out with people that are smarter than you, better than you, and that are willing to share, and that's Intercoiffure.
I don't think everybody really knows about how big Intercoiffure really is. Tell our viewers a little bit about what the world arena is.
Yeah, we're dealing with 56 different countries. So we'll go to Paris and we'll go to different countries. Belinda and I, we just came back from Japan, and it's just unbelievable when you see the level of both talent and intellect that it takes. They're in the same building with Cartier and Louis Vuitton. And you start realizing this is pretty big stuff, man. Right, so they welcome you again with open arms. In that country, that's one, and there's 55 others. One of the most exciting parts of the weekend for me at Intercoiffure is the pinning. What's great about pinning is you're being accepted in front of all your peers. Your name gets called out with your city and your state, right, and the salon name, and you come out solo on a big stage, and you literally get pinned and says, "Welcome to Intercoiffure." It's kind of that moment that, yeah, it's a minute, but usually it's like it took 20 years for that minute, because without that pedigree, you're not just going to join. So for me, when I became a new member, it just overcame me to say, wow, this is kind of like the pinnacle. Until today, it's one of the highlights of my career, was getting pinned at Intercoiffure America, Canada.
Talk a little bit about the ateliers that we've had in the past and the education and exactly how, you know, what they could look forward to.
Yeah, so basically what an atelier is, it's an exchange of ideas, an exchange of tools, an exchange of products, an exchange of thought processing, you know, whether it be techniques or color, haircuts, upstyles. You know, every 30 minutes you had an icon on stage, and what they know when they come to Intercoiffure is you can't big time nobody. They're there to give back. There's some absolute do's and don'ts to be successful. So we always want to honor the past, but currently we're at a point in the industry where we really have to embrace the future. So more than ever, we need to be part of something. We need to belong to something that's going to be way bigger than what we can do by ourselves.
And I think what people should know also about Intercoiffure, it's not just a hair show. I think the backbone of it is, of course, to show the highest level of craftsmanship. But I think also we spend a lot of time in the classroom. We spend a lot of time listening to wonderful speakers. We have manufacturers that come and educate us on new product and new technology.
I think the beauty business has a brighter future now than it ever has before. Never do I go to an Intercoiffure event and not come home more stimulated, more excited, more invigorated to just squeeze the minute out of every day from that day on until the next Intercoiffure event. Just be a difference maker because you're part of Intercoiffure.